The invitation arrived 3 weeks before the event. Grand opening of Carter Innovations, hosted by Ryan Carter. Ryan was my younger brother. The favorite. The golden child. According to my father, Ryan had the mind of an entrepreneur. I apparently had settled for mediocrity. Never mind that I had spent the last 10 years building software for one of the largest cybersecurity firms in the country. To Dad, I was just the one with the office job. When I called to congratulate Ryan, he sounded excited. "You'll come, right?" "Of course. I'd really like you there." That surprised me. Ryan and I had never been enemies. We'd simply grown up under very different expectations. Dad praised him. Dad criticized me. Ryan usually stayed quiet. The morning of the launch, I arrived carrying a gift. It wasn't expensive. Just a framed photo of Ryan and me building our first homemade robot when we were 12 and 14. Back when we were simply brothers. The event was packed. Local business owners, investors, reporters, city officials. My father greeted everyone like he owned the building. When he finally noticed me, he smiled politely. "You made it." I wouldn't miss Ryan's big day. His eyes dropped to the wrapped gift. "You didn't need to bring anything." "I wanted to." He leaned closer. "Just try not to talk too much with the investors." I frowned. "What?" "They are here for serious business." Before I could answer, another guest called his name. He walked away. An hour later, Ryan stepped onto the stage. He thanked his team, his friends, his mentors. Finally, he invited our father to say a few words. Dad grabbed the microphone with obvious pride. "My son has always been destined for success." The audience applauded. He pointed toward Ryan. "This young man took risks. He dreamed big. Unlike some people." His eyes found me in the crowd. Who are satisfied hiding behind a paycheck? A few nervous laughs spread through the room. I felt every eye turn toward me. Dad wasn't finished. My older son always played it safe. He never had the courage to build something of his own. Someone near the front chuckled awkwardly. Ryan looked uncomfortable. I quietly stared at the floor. Then Dad smiled and delivered the line that finally broke something inside me. "If Ryan ever needs advice, he certainly won't ask his brother." The audience laughed louder this time. I slowly looked up. Not angry. Just finished. I walked toward the stage. Dad smirked. "Going to defend yourself?" I smiled. "No. I just have one question." He folded his arms. "Go ahead." I looked at Ryan. Then back at my father. Finally, I asked loudly enough for the entire room to hear. "Dad, before this company launches today, did anyone actually verify who owns the software it's built on?" The laughter stopped instantly. The room went completely silent. Ryan's smile disappeared. My father frowned. "What are you talking about?" I looked at Ryan. "Did you write every line of the platform yourself?" Ryan hesitated. "I built most of it." I nodded. "I believe you." Then I turned to the audience. "The problem isn't Ryan. It's that someone on his development team copied licensed code from software my company owns." Gasps spread through the room. One of the investors immediately stood. "Do you have proof?" "I do." I connected my laptop to the projector. Within seconds, 2 screens appeared side by side. On the left was our company's copyrighted source code. On the right was Ryan's product. The highlighted sections match almost line for line. I wasn't revealing confidential code, only enough to demonstrate the copied structure and licensing information. The room fell quiet. Ryan looked stunned. "I've never seen that before." I believed him. He turned toward his lead developer. "Mark." Mark's face had gone pale. I can explain. Ryan shook his head. No. You can explain later. One of the attorneys representing an investor stepped forward. If this is accurate, we need to pause today's launch until ownership is verified. The investors nodded. My father rounded on me. You've ruined your brother's company. I looked him in the eye. No. I stopped him from launching a product that could have led to lawsuits, injunctions, and even greater damage. Ryan slowly walked over to me. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he asked quietly, "You really think I didn't know?" "I do." He let out a long breath. "Thank you." The room was stunned. My father couldn't believe what he was hearing. Ryan turned to the audience. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm postponing today's launch. I won't build a company on someone else's work." Some guests applauded. Others quietly shook Ryan's hand before leaving. Over the next several weeks, an independent audit confirmed what had happened. A subcontractor had improperly incorporated licensed code without authorization. The code was removed, the software was rewritten, and proper licensing procedures were implemented. 3 months later, Ryan held a second launch. This time, he invited me onto the stage first. He smiled at the crowd. "Before we begin, I'd like to thank the person who saved this company." He looked at me. "My brother." The audience applauded. Ryan continued. He could have stayed silent and watched us fail months later. Instead, he told the truth when it mattered. After the event, my father approached us. For once, he had nothing sarcastic to say. He looked at me and spoke quietly. "I judged you by your job title." I smiled. "You judged me without knowing what I actually did." He nodded. "I did." Then he turned to Ryan. "And I put too much pressure on you." Ryan smiled. "We are both still learning." A year later, Ryan's company had become successful on its own merits. The framed photo I had brought to his first launch hung in the lobby. Under it was a small plaque that read, "Build success on honesty, and you'll never fear the truth." Whenever visitors asked about it, Ryan always gave the same answer. The best thing my brother ever did for me wasn't applauding my first launch. It was making sure I deserved my second one,